First at 4, the parents of shooting suspect Ethan Crumbley go to court to face their own criminal charges. What happened today? And also the message James Crumbley was caught sending to his wife. We've got that. Paula.
1 year after the first vaccine was administered at one local hospital, and workers remember the sheer hope they felt at the time.
And there was so much hope and about what the vaccine was going to bring.
And explain why now that hope is fading away.
And welcome to your Tuesday. Well, here we go again. Yes, we have clouds, but temperatures back above average, well into the 40s. There are showers on the way, but also some higher temperatures. Your complete weather forecast first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the parents of this teenager, Ethan Crumbley. Well, they were in court, and it just happened a few hours ago. He is the suspect in the Oxford High School shooting. Now, his parents are facing involuntary manslaughter charges. Kimberly Gill following this. And Kim, this was a pretty routine appearance, but it looks like the Crumbleys will obviously try to be getting their bail lowered.
Karen, defense attorneys for James and Jennifer Crumbley indicated they will indeed file a motion dealing with their bail. They are each being held on $500,000 cash bond after they failed to make their first scheduled court appearance. Their attorneys deny the Crumbleys were on the run, but the couple, as you know, was taken into custody in Detroit in the middle of the night. So today we were streaming this probable cause conference at clickondetroit.com as James and then Jennifer Crumbley shuffled into a Rochester Hills courtroom. They've been in the Oakland County Jail since December 4th. Today, the couple agreed to share legal representation, and you could see Mr. Crumbley mouthing the words, if you look here closely, "I love you," to his wife as they sat in front of the judge. Both sides agreed to delay a preliminary hearing due to the huge amount of evidence that needs to be gathered and shared. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald was in court for the state.
The volume of discovery in this case is staggering. It includes a tremendous number of police reports, digital evidence, photographs, search warrant returns, ATF reports, FBI reports, witness statements, and recorded interviews. This case is unprecedented in Oakland County and perhaps the state.
Crumbleys are accused of involuntary manslaughter in connection to the shooting at Oxford High School on November 30th that left 4 students dead, plus a teacher and 6 other students injured. Prosecutors say they gave their son a gun and didn't do enough to stop the crime he's accused of committing. Now, it's rare for parents to be charged in these cases, but McDonald has called the evidence overwhelming. Their attorney denies the charges. So for now, the Crumbleys remain behind bars. There's a bail hearing set in the new year. That'll be on January 7th. The court also set the date for their preliminary hearing about a month later on February 8th. Our Sean Lay is at the courthouse and spoke to the prosecutor after she left court. You'll hear more when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. For now, Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
Now, the Crumbleys appeared in court 24 hours after their son. His attorneys trying to get him moved back to Children's Village instead of the Oakland County Jail. Judge refused. The 15-year-old faces a preliminary hearing on January 7th, charged as an adult with 4 counts of first-degree murder and several other charges. Meantime, the Oxford School District has a board meeting tonight. It's the first since the tragic shooting. We'll, of course, be there. It also comes as the superintendent has decided not to retire. Tim Throne released a letter stating, in part, he has, quote, made the decision to hit pause on my planned retirement to avoid adding additional uncertainty or disruption to our school community, which has suffered so much. And he added, now is simply not the right time to leave. No word on exactly how much longer he will stay. Well, they're calling it Operation Holiday Wrap. Several agencies joined Detroit police for a major crime investigation to get dangerous criminals off the streets. From December 7th to the 9th, officers made 70 arrests. Investigators say the crimes included murder, criminal sexual conduct, and assault. 25 people were arrested for crimes related to guns. Officers also seized 20 guns and 35 grams of cocaine.
You look at 70 hardcore felons, 20 guns. Every one of those guns up on that screen is a gun that's not going to hurt a citizen of Detroit or one of our police officers. It's just a cooperation. We actually do it every day, working federal, state, and local. And every once in a while we get together and we put everybody out there.
Members of the U.S. Marshals, ATF, and the Detroit Fugitive Apprehension Team assisted Detroit police in that massive operation. In your first forecast, we're seeing some sunshine in downtown Detroit right now, but rain is moving in overnight. Meteorologist Andrew Humphrey has got a quick look ahead. Hey, Andrew.
Hey there, Karen. And it's interesting. This time of year, yes, we're talking about rain, not snow, because temperatures will be well above freezing, as they are now, easily in the middle, even upper 40s, 48 over in Grosse Ile, 47 now over at Metro Airport, 40s once again all the way into the thumb, 42 in Sandusky, way above average this time of year. The average high is normally in the 30s. We're looking at cloudier skies than just a few moments ago, 47 degrees over at the airport. Visibility is still looking good. Rain will not start to arrive until we get closer to the midnight hour and afterward, but temperatures remain in the 40s, low 40s in the next few hours when you join us at 6. When you join us at 11, temperatures will be around 40 degrees. Skies will be cloudy, but it remains dry through the midnight hour. It's not until tomorrow morning, especially tomorrow morning's commute. See this bit of green right here, where rain showers start to appear. So we'll talk about how that affects the morning commute, but also we'll talk about tomorrow afternoon and the rest of the week in minutes.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Pfizer giving us a peek at how well its experimental COVID-19 pill works, according to some new research. The drug company says the pill called Paxlovid cuts the risk of hospitalization and death from COVID by 89%. The study focused on 700 unvaccinated people who took the pill within 3 days of noticing the first symptoms. Pfizer says the pill should also be effective against variants because it works by blocking an enzyme involved in viral replication, even as the virus mutates. Pfizer has asked the FDA for an emergency use authorization, but the agency hasn't set a date to discuss the pill. 1 year ago this week, the first COVID-19 vaccine started going into arms. Pfizer's 2-dose vaccine was the first authorized by the FDA for emergency use. There was a sense of hope and relief as the vaccines rolled out. We hoped it was the beginning of the end of the pandemic. I remember anchoring those newscasts and watching those trucks pull out of some of those plants in western Michigan. Well, of the pandemic, 200 million Americans are now fully vaccinated with those 2 doses. Many are onto their boosters. Today, Paula Tutman checking in with the Beaumont Hospital system. And Paula, it seems those hopes are unfortunately being dashed.
Yeah, you know what, Karen, I remember that day too, and it was really exciting, especially for healthcare workers. So I'm on the Troy campus of Beaumont Hospital, and I've been talking to these frontline workers, and they were so excited because they said they could see an end in sight, but that is quickly dimming. Time travel is not something in a capsule when you're working the front lines, because in terms of COVID-19, today is yesterday. December 15th, 2020, Beaumont Hospital administered its first shot of hope. The vaccine had arrived, and it was electrifying.
I've been reflecting on this because about a year ago is when I got vaccinated, and there was like so much hope and like about what the vaccine was going to bring and how we were going to get through this. I mean, I even shed a few tears when I got vaccinated. And now it's just frustration.
We're tired. Like we want to be done. We know that the vaccine keeps you out of the hospital for the most part. We know it's not perfect. No vaccine is perfect. And we were prepared for there to be, a second or a third booster because a lot of vaccines require multiple doses.
Almost exactly a year later, and even with the vaccine, nurses and physicians are canceling surgeries, seeing untold suffering, and living through the early days because those early days haven't gone away. When not enough people get vaccinated, it affects everyone, even those who do.
It does not take a medical degree to walk down our floors and see who's been vaccinated and who hasn't.
And the patients are getting younger.
These kids don't have to get sick. They really shouldn't be getting sick. They become a vector for passing things on. And there's no risk with COVID in children. There is still risk.
Today, the tools are available so that this doesn't have to be the thing that ruins lives. But a year after that first shot was given, COVID is still the thing that can ruin lives.
I really wish I could understand why people have chosen this one thing to not want to put in their body. There are so many things. If you go to the grocery store and you read the package of some of our favorite foods, they have a whole lot of things that we can't pronounce and probably don't know what they do to us long term. But for whatever reason, people have chosen to draw a line here, and I think it's a mistake.
You know, this is so incredibly frustrating for so many first-line workers. And Karen, I want you to go back to what that doctor said when she said that it's like mass casualty training. That's how they treat this, and it's chronic. They're doing it every single day. Stay with us, because at 5 o'clock we also go back to the nurse. She talks about the one case that changed her as a person and as a nurse, and it's heartbreaking. Karen?
I was going to say, it really is, Paula. Early on this pandemic, obviously there were a lot of cameras and attention to some of those frontline workers, and they still are working so horribly hard, and it is gruesome, some of the hours and the time and the things they have to see, and sometimes I think people forget that.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we're like a year after the vaccine, and they're working just as hard as they were when we didn't know anything.
Right, we thought it was going to be different. All right, thank you, Paula.